So I was going through all of my videos and I was like, did I ever do a review on my Charger Hellcat? And I didn't. I thought I did. I think I unveiled it and I forgot to do a actual review of my own car. But today we're gonna just knock this out because I gotta show you guys the window sticker. I wanted to show you all the options and features I got. I mean, for the most part, you guys have seen the car and most of the options are pretty self-explanatory, but my car is modified now. It's been lowered. I've done a couple other things to it, not much. I've just tinted the windows. I added these little side markers on the side right there. And I've just added a catch can to the engine. And that's really it. But today I'm gonna show you guys around the car and I'm gonna show you the window sticker. And for the drive, I'm going up to Tennessee to meet up with Demonology. We're going to drag race this car. And that will probably effectively end this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to start this off by saying I had no intentions on buying a Hellcat or even a Charger for that matter. When I saw the Widebody for the first time, I did a review on a Scat Pack. It was on a black one. And when I saw that car, I fell in love with the overall look. Fast forward a few months later, I found this color. And when I was online, I was building the car and I saw that you can add orange brake calipers. And I told my wife, I said, hey, what do you think about buying a new car? I know you've been looking for a new car. And I decided to get her this Charger Hellcat. I'm just kidding. This was for my wife though. I was not kidding. She would not take this car, guys. She would not take it. And that's okay, because this is a pretty dangerous car. I found out on a few occasions that, yeah, this car will require diapers for the first few 100 miles. But overall, love this Widebody. I mean, at every angle it works so well. I mean, even right there, check that out. That is just so sick. And don't get me started on the wheel design. I was going to upgrade the wheels. I think it was to the, I don't know what the name of the wheels, I'm not even gonna try to guess, but I felt like for a stock wheel, this really helped finish off this color. I love the black on this Frostbite. And these orange calipers, I mean, I just feel like it goes so well together. I did clean the car the best I could because, yeah, I was out of time today and I wanted to do this video before I went on a trip. But in the comment section, what color wears the Widebody the best? My pick is the Frostbite, but in the comment section, let me know what you guys think. Now, as I mentioned, the Widebody's new for 2020. This whole front fascia is new. They did add this mail slot right here. And it's just gonna help feed this beast. As you guys can see below, there's no fog lights, there's no radar cruise control available for this car because unfortunately this engine needs as much air as possible. But who needs fog lights and radar cruise control when you have 700 horsepower? This has 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, and this is a 6.2 liter V8. And one thing I love about this car, no one really talks about this online, but when you are sitting at a stoplight, this engine shakes the car. It is the most exhilarating thing. Every time I drive this car, I always smile. When you start it up, everything about it, it's just amazing. And this engine will shake the car at idle and it just feels so good. It's like a massage seat. Now, as I mentioned, the only thing I've done to the engine on this car was added this catch can. This is through Billet Technology. I did a review on this. You should go back and check that out. I have been looking at intakes, but I came from the Subaru world, and in Subaru world, you don't get an intake and call it quits. You have to kind of do supporting mods before you add this. And before I start buying stuff for this car, I don't even know how long I'm going to keep this car. I might keep this car a year, maybe 2 years. I might even get rid of it next month. I don't know. This car is expensive, guys. I love the vents in the hood. And if you are looking between this and the Scat Pack, you do not get these on the side, but you do get the scoop here. But I just think it finishes it off so well. I mean, they just did a good job. The only thing I'll say is they need to upgrade these headlights. I think that these headlights, these are HIDs, and HID is old school technology now, and these headlights are not that good. Now, on the side of this car, you can see you have your Hellcat logo. This car does have 6-piston brakes, Bilstein shocks, and you can adjust the suspension on the fly. I'll show that to you inside the car. And just check out the overall side view of this car. I mean, this is one of my favorite views on this car, is looking at this panel here and just showing you how fat that tire is. Now, I do have a wheel spacer back here because when I lowered the car, these wheels sunk in, so I wanted to fix that. If you are in the market for a Hellcat, you do get 3 keys with this car. This car does have a smart key system. They give you 2 red keys and they give you 1 black key. These red keys are going to unlock your 707 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, and the black key is going to give you 500. And because you have a smart key system, you can lock the door with this button and you can unlock it just like that. And you can set it up through the screen to unlock all 4 doors or just the driver door too. And you have this really cool little LED that shines light just so you can see your door handles. If you're not familiar with cars, anyone would know better not to put anything less than 93 in this car. And I do know that this car probably does have a system which will detune it so you don't destroy your car, but 93 and that's it. I would like for them to change this design. I like having a cap, and I like a gas door to actually at least be able to lock. And I don't like the fact that you have to push on the paint in order to close this. I mean, it's not a good design. I hope they change that. Now, I have not shown you the tire size, so let's get down there. Now, unfortunately, Dodge does still use these Pirelli tires. I'm not against them. I just know that there's better options out there. Now, this is going to be a 20-inch wheel wrapped in 305 35 20. And all in all, these tires ride really well. They're pretty quiet. They just do not get traction at all. And you do have a big brake out back too. Now, check out your rear spoiler. It's a pretty big spoiler. It's going to help with aerodynamics when you're going fast. The car does have a top speed of, I think, 196 miles an hour, maybe 198. I'll put it in the video because I forgot. Out back, you have a really nice diffuser, dual exhaust, parking sensors. I did debadge it too. It did have a Dodge spelled out right here, and then it had a Charger emblem right here. That had to go, but the car looks a lot better. It looks a little bit cleaner. And here's just the other side of it too. You can see you have these little vents on the side. They do something because they are open, but they're probably going to maybe channel air to help it with aerodynamics too. But car looks beautiful. I do believe this is the nicest sports sedan of 2020. The only thing I wish from this car is that it had a wider tire option. And on that note, let's go and take a look at the window sticker. So here's what we have. We have a 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat Widebody. I did order this car myself, so I was going to put JB reviews on here, but I got my LLC started after this, so unfortunately I couldn't do that. But base price on this car is going to be $69,995. And this is everything that's going to come on this car as standard equipment. It's a lot of things. And this is everything else up top for standard equipment. As far as your options go, I did pick the carbon and suede interior package. I think it goes without saying, if you're looking at a car like this, you have to dress up this interior. It is dated, and the carbon really does dress up the dashboard, the center console area, and the suede headliner just finishes it off. I mean, this looks really good. Up next, I did get the power convenience group. That's going to give you the power seats basically with the lumbar support, and it does give you a powered steering wheel also. So this is just something I strongly recommend, just because I didn't buy this car to become a track car. I bought this car specifically as a luxury and track car. So yes, you're going to add more weight to the car, but I actually don't mind that. Up next is going to be the navigation and travel group. This is something that you probably don't necessarily need this because you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so you could skip this, but it does give you that 5-year Sirius travel link service, and for $9.95 I think it was a good deal. If I can go back, the only option I wish I did not select was this Harman Kardon audio group. Don't get me wrong, it sounds amazing, but when you have a car like this, the odds of you listening to music is very rare, and I don't feel like it does anything for the interior. Normally on the Jeep brand, they'll give you like some nice surrounds around the speaker grills, and this is really the only thing they give you is this little badge. So I thought for $2,000 they could have did a little bit more for that package. I know it's kind of nitpicking, but that's just my opinion. Finishing everything off, you do have a cargo net, power sunroof. I did get the locking lug nuts, orange brake calipers as you guys saw, and I tried to get the dealership to take this off my window sticker because I didn't want to pay this, but you do have to pay a gas guzzler tax for this car. Destination for this car is $14.95 with a total price of $80,870. And whatever you do, do not buy this car for fuel mileage. If you think you're gonna get 21 on the highway, think again. I did choose the sepia interior color only because I like the contrast with the orange calipers. I think it just goes well, and check it out against that blue. I think it looks beautiful. I know a lot of people don't really care for this interior color. I love it, and I would choose it probably on my next one too if I ever get one again. So inside the car, you guys saw that you did have power seats, which was an option. It was a $0 option too. I did not mention that. You do have power windows, power door locks. The front ones are going to be auto up and down. Back ones you have to hold it. You do have your seat memories on the door. Power steering wheel. Love the way it looks. It kind of has a flat bottom, but not really. Really thick too. Something I like about this car. This is a thick steering wheel. And these seats do a pretty good job of hugging you. They're just a little too big. If you look out back, I just feel like this is not a big interior car. It's a big exterior car. Very small on the inside, and it's because these seats are just so big. And I could move up maybe an inch or two, but I would feel kind of close up front, so I would have to keep it in the position it's in now. So that's just something that I wish they would change. Now I don't know if you guys can see, but you can kind of see it there, but here's a better look at it. I did change all the lights to LED, and it's like a white color too. It looks really good. And it looks nice on that carbon fiber too. Now when you push the start button, you get that Hellcat logo in here. And when you turn it off, that's what you get on this screen. But getting in and out of this car is pretty easy. It does have a really tall panel here that you have to lift your leg over. I love the sepia color around the floor mat too. Looks really nice. And all in all, the car is really comfortable. You have your sport pedals. I didn't point that out. And when you go to push the button, it's really easy to do. Put your foot on the brake, it starts right up. Now, we won't go through everything, but you can customize the screen however you want. As you guys saw, the travel link, you can find gas stations. Trust me, this is gonna come in handy a lot. This car burns through gas. If I get 200 miles to a tank, I'm ecstatic. This car is terrible on gas. Navigation, as you saw, really easy to use. You can use this button to put in addresses. You have 3 driving modes. You have track, sport, and then auto. You can customize your own driving mode if you'd like. And as far as customization goes too, I do love the fact that you can use a valet. And I guess you have 4 because you do have eco mode too. Now eco mode only comes on when the car is in drive. So you cannot use the paddle shifters with eco mode, which I would love to be able to defeat that because I can shift better than a car, in my opinion. But one thing I like about this system too, let's just go to track setup. You can drop it down to 500 horsepower mode on the fly. Love that they do that. Now you do have an information button up here. And what this is going to do is it's going to explain all the information for like power, for the transmission. You can feel free to pause. I'm not going to go through all this. Your paddle shifters, traction. This is the one you really want to pay close attention to. That way you have a better driving experience, because launching this car is really hard. This might help with that. And then this is for your suspension. And then this is for your steering too. I believe this car is electronic steering, and it does stiffen up as you go from street to track. But again, really nice car that you can just change things on the fly. So if you want to change your traction to sport mode, you can do that. Level unavailable in track mode. Okay, so basically you have to go down to either sport or you have to go to custom to set it up the way you want to. As far as your race options go, this is pretty easy to get to. All you have to do is just hit, if you're in your SRT dashboard, all you have to do is hit race options. Line lock is going to help you do a burnout. Makes it a little bit easier for you if you don't know how to. You do have launch control. I don't use this. This car is already kind of hard to launch, and it just does a burnout really easily from the start. Now, shift light comes in handy. This car runs the RPMs really quickly, so this does come in handy. Race cool down. If you're at the drag strip and you need the car to cool down, you can use the fans to cool this bad boy down. This really does help do it a little bit quicker too. So later on the part 2 of this video, I'm going to use that system, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys could not see those things, it's right there on the side. And you have to basically have all of these requirements met with a green check mark, and then you can turn the system on too. And then it does do a time for you also. Last thing I'll show you is the performance pages. I prefer the performance pages in here. I feel like this is just a little bit more accurate. If you're looking at your engine power, air fuel, I feel like this is a little bit more real time. There's somewhat of a delay when you use it here. And let me just show you what I'm talking about. This has like a little bit of a delay for like the power and the boost. I feel like it's a little bit more accurate on this screen here. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but you do have a few things that you can look at too. You have your 0 to 100, 1/8 mile timer, quarter mile timer, braking distance, G-force, peak G-force, lap timer, and this is just keeping a lap history for you. And wow. And then 0 to 60. But that's pretty much going to wrap the video up. I hope this was helpful. You know, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be heading down to Memphis, Tennessee to the big car show for Scary Fast with Demonology. Looking forward to seeing him do some runs, and maybe he can teach me how to drive this car. See you in a second.